Hello everyone and welcome back to another tutorial. My name is Santiago. On the previous tutorial we were checking out some of the basic functions of Monday.com, a software that lets you organize better your workflows inside of your company. It lets you create boards, items, and different parts of a creative process in order for your business to have a much better organized information. Today we're going to be checking out some of the more in-depth functionalities that Monday.com has. We're going to be starting with the board that we created in the previous video, and I'm going to be teaching you how to, for example, use timelines and dependencies, how to track your progress using baselines, and some other stuff that will let you better understand how the software works and how you can use it to specify the goals that you want your company to achieve. Like in all the videos, I'm gonna make my face disappear so I can show you my screen a bit better. See you guys at the end. So this was the board that we created using a template in the last video. It is a board that relates to content planning inside of our company. We have 3 different groups: the one that is for this month, the next month group, and the September group. We have some different items inside of these groups, and I told you how to understand the different columns inside of the boards for you to manage your teams and your campaigns much better. What we're gonna do right now is create a timeline and a dependency for us to explore more of the different column options that Monday.com has to offer. If we click right here on the plus sign where it says add column, we can add a timeline for us to further specify the dates in which this specific item inside of this specific group would need to be done at. If we click on set dates, we can add a start date and an end date. Let's say that the start date is today, the 7th of July, and the end date is gonna be 1 month from now, so the 7th of August. We can add different timelines for different items. They don't need to have the same timelines, each of them. You can specify specific dates for all the different items. This is how you create a timeline for you to better understand the dates in which the items need to be done at. Now that we've created the timeline, we're going to be checking out how to create dependencies between these different items. If we click on the plus sign right here and click on more columns, we can search for dependency. Right here we have a little explanation of what dependencies does. It sets up dependencies between items. For example, if I do this item, I can do the next one, but if I don't do this one, I cannot do the next one. We can choose different dependency modes right here. We have flexible. It means that we can have some flexibility moving tasks in this view right here. The strict dependency mode moves all of the tasks. If we move task 1, number 2 and 3, and all of the dependent tasks of task 1 are going to be moved as well. I'm going to leave it inflexible and save it. Right here, if we click on this plus sign, we can specify to which item this other item is dependent on. For example, let's say that this first one is dependent on blog post 12, and let's say that the second one is dependent on blog post 2, email 3, and blog post 4. You can even choose items from different months. This is just one way that you can relate different parts of your groups to other items. Right now I'm going to be telling you how to see all of this information in a different manner. We're going to click on add view and we're going to go to Gantt. This is a way that lets you see how to manage a project a bit better. This is the Gantt chart critical path. A critical path is the longest duration of tasks in your project. It is useful to identify all of the individual tasks that must be completed to finish a project on time. So as you see, there are some arrows that indicate different relations of the different parts of the project and of the board. A Gantt chart is a very useful way of showing activities displayed against time. As you see right here, we have different dates and different times of the day. In this part of the view, in the Gantt view, the items are showcased in a bar form with some arrows that indicate dependencies between them. For example, this square right here indicates the blog post 12. If we go back to the main table, we can see that blog post 12 is dependent on blog post 4 email 3, and blog post 2. These arrows indicate to which dependencies this part of the group is dependent on. We can also see the critical path. If we go to settings right here, in this part that says critical path, we can show the critical path. The critical path is the longest duration of tasks in your project. It is useful to identify all the individual tasks that must be completed to finish a project on time, and it can help you get a really clear picture of the completion of your overall project. We can see that it highlights in red to show which way the path needs to be followed in order for the project to be completed on a successful manner. What I find really interesting about using Monday.com is that it allows you to see all of the planning in a bunch of different ways. Right now we're on the main table, but as you see, you can see it on a Gantt view as well. You can see it in a dashboard type of view. You can see it on a Kanban type of view. So it is very customizable for it to better meet your needs and how you want to see the information organized. This was a little more in-depth tutorial for you to see how to use Monday.com. If you haven't checked out the first part of the tutorial, I would really invite you to do so. Once again, if you want to use the paid version, there are some affiliate links on the description box down below. My name is Santiago. I really hope this tutorial was helpful for you to understand how the software works, how useful Monday.com really is. I want to check out all of your comments down below as well. Please consider subscribing to this channel if you like these tutorials, and see you guys on the next ones. Bye bye.